Hey! Do you also find crazy historical facts interesting? Well, you came just to the right video. Here are 5 crazy historical facts that are actually real. You have probably heard of the atomic bomb. It's possibly one of the deadliest weapons humanity has ever created, and surviving one is already crazy enough. But surviving 2 is on a whole nother level. Well, a man named Tsutomu Yamaguchi did. In August of 1945, Tsutomu was on a business trip to Hiroshima. As he was walking outside, suddenly a bright flash appeared in the sky. Turns out, it's the whole atomic bomb. Now you might be like, well, he's surely dead. But nah. Even though the blast threw him into the air, his skin got burned and his eardrums ruptured, he somehow survived. Like, this man legit had the craziest plot armor ever. But it doesn't even end there. The next morning, even though he was covered in burns, he decided to go back home. Now you might be wondering, where's home?
It's Nagasaki.
Now, when he was at work in Nagasaki, as he was telling his boss about the unbelievable explosion that he had just survived, another blinding flash filled the room. Turns out, it's another atomic bomb. Now you might be like, there's no way he's surviving this one as well. But somehow, he survived again. I don't even know how lucky you have to be to survive 2 atomic bombs, but I guess he did. And guess what? He later lived into his 90s. Imagine you declare war, and you manage to win before you can even finish watching an episode of a television series. You might be wondering, how did it happen? Well, let me explain. In 1896, Britain and Zanzibar went to war. Before that, tensions had been rising over who should rule Zanzibar. When the new Sultan of Zanzibar refused Britain's demands, the British gave him an ultimatum, and they told him to leave the palace, and if not, they would declare war. And the new Sultan was like, nah. So then, at exactly 9:02 in the morning, British warships opened fire directly onto his palace. The Sultan's wooden palace caught fire almost immediately, and like it wasn't bad enough, his artillery barely managed to fire back. Within minutes, the palace was destroyed and the Sultan had fled. At 9:40, the white flag was raised and the war was over. Total duration, 38 minutes. So as you can guess, the Anglo-Zanzibar War is the shortest war in human history. Napoleon Bonaparte, one of the greatest military commanders in history. He defeated empires, he conquered much of Europe, and he even fought a whole long coalition. He even had his own movie. But one day, he lost. Now you might be thinking, I wonder who managed to defeat this powerful man. Well, he lost to rabbits. Here's what happened. After signing a peace treaty, Napoleon wanted a rabbit hunt to celebrate. So to celebrate, thousands of rabbits were gathered. And when the cages opened, something unexpected happened. Instead of running away, the rabbits charged. Apparently, the organizer had accidentally collected domesticated rabbits instead of the wild ones. You might be wondering, what's the difference? Well, domesticated rabbits don't fear humans. They associate humans with food. Afterwards, assuming it was feeding time, thousands of hungry rabbits surrounded the people who had just joined the event, as well as Napoleon. They climbed onto him, they chased his officers, and they overwhelmed the entire hunting party. So in short, Napoleon, one of the greatest military commanders in history, had to retreat because of rabbits. Now imagine, you leave your house and you're walking outside, and you see someone dancing. Not unusual, right? Until you realize they can't stop. Well, that's what happened in 1518 when a woman in Strasbourg began dancing in the street uncontrollably. And when I mean uncontrollably, I mean it. Because she didn't just dance for hours, she danced for days. And soon after, dozens and then hundreds joined her. People danced uncontrollably until they collapsed, because some suffered heart attacks and others died from exhaustion. And to make it worse, nobody understood why. Doctors at the time thought the cure was more dancing, for some reason. So they hired musicians, built stages, and encouraged everyone to keep dancing, which only made things worse. To this day, historians still debate what it was caused by. Some guess it was mass hysteria, others guess it was poisoned grain, and some guess it was psychological stress. Still, after more than 500 years, nobody really knows why, and it will probably stay as a mystery for a very long time. Perhaps one of the weirdest wars ever fought in history was Australia against thousands of giant emus. In late 1932, thousands of giant emus began destroying farmlands in Australia, and the government had enough. So, they sent soldiers with machine guns against birds. Simple enough, right? Not even close. You see, the emus were scattered into small groups, and they were also incredibly fast. So as you can guess, bullets missed, and they managed to outrun vehicles. And over time, the birds adapted. So they started escaping every ambush that was set up for them. And after days, soldiers had fired thousands of rounds and had barely made a dent. Eventually, the operation was abandoned, which basically means the Australian military had lost.
Bruh.
I hope you guys liked this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section if you guys like these type of videos. I hope you have a great day. Peace!